You've heard the hype, the doubts, the endless debates, and maybe even seen the memes. But what if the truth is far stronger, far more urgent than most of us realize? What if the AI revolution isn't on its way? It's already here, quietly remaking industries, reshaping jobs, and redefining how we live. In this video, we'll walk you through 10 undeniable reasons we're hugely underestimating the impact of artificial intelligence. Buckle up. This isn't sci-fi. It's our future, and it's closer than you think. Artificial intelligence. The term conjures images of futuristic robots, science fiction movies, and endless debate. Yet the reality is far more grounded and far more powerful. Across the USA and Canada, AI is no longer just a research topic. It's embedded in our hospitals, our banking systems, our factories, and our phones. And here's the catch. Because much of its impact is silent, gradual, and integrated, we're underestimating it. We're measuring AI as if it's a what-if instead of a what-is. From diagnosing disease to optimizing logistics, from creative tools to autonomous machines, the revolution isn't coming. It's underway, and if we miss it, the consequences could be huge for our jobs, our economy, our competitiveness, and our society. That's why today we're diving into 10 reasons why the AI revolution is real and why we're all underestimating it. When you think of AI, you might imagine something futuristic. But the truth is, AI is already making tangible difference. In hospitals across the US, AI systems help radiologists detect early-stage cancers that human eyes might miss. AI algorithms examine millions of medical images with accuracy that matches or even exceeds specialists. It means lives saved. In finance, every time you swipe a card or log into your bank, AI fraud detection systems analyze your behavior, flag anomalous activity in milliseconds, and protect billions in assets. The modern financial system operates only because of those invisible machines. In manufacturing, predictive maintenance, AI monitors vibration, temperature, usage patterns, and flags a failing machine days in advance, preventing costly downtime. This is not a marginal improvement. It's a transformation of efficiency, waste reduction, and reliability. Across agriculture, accessibility technologies, creative industries, the list goes on. These are not promise chips. They are here now. When you realize that, you begin to see how deep this revolution runs. Behind the flashy headlines lies something less glamorous, but far more important: rigorous mathematics. AI isn't built on guessing games or marketing hype. It rests on decades of linear algebra, calculus, probability, and statistics. The deep learning networks that power today's breakthroughs use backpropagation, optimization, and huge data sets to learn. What this means is that AI isn't a wild experiment. It's a tested scientific tool, moving from narrow successes to broader generalization. When we see a system diagnosing rare genetic conditions or generating convincing text or images, those aren't gimmicks, they're mathematics in action. And that matters because it means the AI revolution isn't likely to stall. The foundations are solid. We often underestimate it because we view it intellectually as just software. But in fact, we're witnessing real scientific progress moving into real-world impact. Let's rewind. In 1997, IBM's Deep Blue defeated a world chess champion, a landmark moment. Later, systems like AlphaGo defeated masters in games thought far beyond machines. These were not games, they were milestones signaling that machines can master complexity. Today, AI systems are diagnosing diseases, interpreting imagery, generating text, recognizing speech, analyzing supply chains. These research breakthroughs have moved out of labs and into hospitals, factories, and businesses across North America. What's less visible but critical is how these achievements build on each other. One breakthrough catalyzes another. That stacking effect is why the AI revolution isn't incrementally accelerating. And because of that velocity, many of us are underestimating how much ground will be covered in the next 5 to 10 years. If you compare traditional computer programs to modern AI systems, it's like comparing a horse and buggy to a jet plane. In medical imaging, the old rule-based vision systems failed to catch subtle anomalies. AI systems now routinely identify early cancers, sometimes outperforming human specialists. In education, early adaptive tutoring software was rigid, generic, Today's AI learning systems personalize in real time, adapting to each student's pace, style, and gaps. In manufacturing and logistics, predictive maintenance goes from when do we service the machine to what exact part will fail and when. That shift isn't incrementalized transformative, because so much of this change happens under the radar, embedded in efficiency gains, cost reductions. In hidden systems, we often don't realize it's happening, and that's why we're underestimating the AI revolution. Open your phone, swipe your card, use voice commands. Every time you do, AI is working. Your email filters, streaming service recommendations, smart home assistants, they all use AI. They've become invisible because they're integrated smoothly. That's part of the problem. When something becomes so routine you don't notice it, you stop seeing the shift. But the significance is real. The AI revolution isn't only about robots or self-driving cars, it's about embedding intelligence into everyday life. And when you realize how ubiquitous it already is, you understand that the future we think is still distant is in fact happening in plain sight. We just don't always label it as AI revolution. Numbers don't lie. The global productivity gains from AI are projected to add trillions to economic output by 2030. Businesses deploying AI report measurable gains, cost reductions, efficiency increases, new business models. In agriculture, farms using AI-driven precision farming often see yield improvements of 15 to 20%, while cutting water usage and chemical inputs significantly. For example, farms in the US and Canada are deploying sensor-based systems and generative AI to optimize crop health. For small and medium enterprises, AI tools are leveling competitive fields, writing marketing copy, predicting inventory, automating repetitive tasks. The democratization of these capabilities means the revolution isn't just for tech giants. When we underestimate AI, we also risk underestimating the scale of economic shift ahead. Jobs, industries, regional economies, all in transition. One reason people dismiss AI as hype is because they don't see the research. But behind AI's real-world impact lies tens of thousands of peer-reviewed papers in top journals. These studies validate methodologies, test claims, identify biases, improve architectures. When scientific research is thorough, transparent, and reproducible, that's a marker of genuine technological maturity, not vaporware. And it's happening. When you realize that the same scientific rigor applied to medicine, physics, or chemistry is being applied to AI and that results are flowing into practical applications, you understand why the revolution is far from abstract. It's real, and the evidence is measurable. Unlike closed systems of the past, much of the AI ecosystem is built on open-source foundations. Thousands of researchers, engineers, and enthusiasts collaborate globally. When one model improves, it's shared, replicated, extended. This means innovation isn't held back by a few proprietary players, it's accelerating. And when open-source models become accessible, smaller actors, startups, universities, civic organizations can deploy powerful AI at low cost. That accessibility multiplies the speed and reach of the revolution. We underestimate AI when we view it as locked behind walls, but the truth is, many of its engines are open and expanding. Here's a key insight. The AI revolution isn't one big leap at S, thousands of smaller ones stacked together. Image recognition accuracy goes from 70% to 90%. Language models go from basic to narcoherent. Each improvement seems mild, but together they compound. Because the change is incremental rather than explosive, we often miss the magnitude. It's easier to spot one big disruption than hundreds of subtle shifts. But those subtle shifts add up to seismic change. When you realize that, you understand why many of us are underestimating. We're re-looking for big bang events rather than noticing the steady change around us. Finally, the fact that governments, international organizations, and corporations are wrestling with AI ethics, governance, algorithmic bias, and regulation is telling. Discussions at the United Nations, European Commission, and even in U.S. Senate hearings show that AI's impact is taken seriously. This isn't speculative, it's real. When ethicists, policymakers, and regulators focus on AI not just as a nicety, but as something requiring frameworks, rights, and safeguards, you know the stakes are high? We underestimate the revolution when we dismiss ethical debate as irrelevant. But those debates are signs of deep structural transformation: jobs, rights, privacy, economy, all up for revision. In short, AI isn't just changing tools, it's changing society. So what does this mean for you, for your career, for your country? The AI revolution isn't waiting. It's already reshaping how we work, learn, live, and connect. If we continue underestimating it, we risk being left behind. Whether you're an employee, an entrepreneur, a student, or simply a citizen, the question isn't will AI change us, it's how will we change with it. Because behind every metric, every AI model deployed, every efficiency gain, lies human lives, real jobs, real futures. If you found this exploration eye-opening, hit that like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss the next deep dive into the future of work, technology, and society. And now I want to ask you, which one of the 10 reasons surprised you most, and how do you see AI affecting your world in the next 5 years? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and remember, the revolution isn't coming. It's already here.